Joining me is the Deputy Chairman of the International Democracy Union and former long-serving Director of the Liberal Party in Australia, Brian Loughnane. Brian, what's the mood like at the convention in the wake of the attempted assassination at the weekend?
Well, good morning, Kieran. The mood's a combination of a bit of a circus, but a very, very serious cloud over it as well as a result of what happened at the weekend. I think the major result of what happened at the weekend is that the party is incredibly unified. Even those who had some doubts about Donald Trump have fallen in strongly behind him as a consequence of what's happened over the weekend. It's a very, very unified party and very, very supportive of Donald Trump's nomination.
Brian, we just heard JD Vance there on Fox. He's the VP, the running mate, the vice presidential candidate. Quite an impressive communicator for those that might have just seen him for the first time. How has his nomination been received?
It's been received incredibly well. I think one of the things that's been happening across centre-right parties around the world, but particularly the Republican Party over the last decade or so, is that they're making more and more of a pitch to blue-collar workers. Immediately before the person speaking on the stage now, we had a union official come on stage to endorse Donald Trump, and he made a direct pitch to construction workers across America to come and support Donald Trump. And I think JD Vance, the hillbilly elegy, will reinforce that. I think it is part of a deliberate strategy to lock in blue-collar support in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, in Ohio, in the swing states. And I think that rather than providing a contrast with Donald Trump, what it's doing is complementing Donald Trump and Donald Trump's message.
And in the longer term, what's the sense among the Republicans you're speaking to as to how the events at the weekend, the shooting of Donald Trump, will impact the presidential race?
I think the key, there's a lot more optimism among the Republicans. As I said, it's a very, very united party. There's a lot of talk about the future of Joe Biden, not just all the delegates here, but all the media continuing to speculate. The speculation's gone very quiet publicly because of the events of the weekend, but behind the scenes there's clearly still a lot of pressure building within the Democratic Party on Joe Biden. By contrast, we've got the Republican Party, and it's a different party to the party of Reagan and the party of the two Bushes. It's now well and truly the party of Donald Trump. It's a united party, and it's a party that's very strongly behind, for good or bad, the message of Donald Trump.
The language from Donald Trump has been more about a call for unity than he's previously mentioned. What do you make of that shift in message since his near miss? And it really was a near miss, so close, a few millimetres, and he would have been dead.
Yeah, well, it's an incredible event, and I think it's one that has shocked Middle America. And I think there's a sense that the very polemical nature of politics in America on both sides has gone too far. And I think that there is a strong undertone now within the community that they want things dialed down a bit. And I think that that's Trump's way of doing that. Whether it will last, we'll see. No doubt the Democrats in the next few days will be out getting stuck into JD Vance. And later in the week, I'm sure the Republican Party will be getting stuck into Joe Biden. But just how strongly and whether it's going to be as polemical as it was remains to be seen.
And just finally, as a long-time strategist yourself, someone that's been around elections for so long, you look at the weak incumbent. He's looking like he's struggling at various occasions, like the debate, like the NATO press conference. Many Democrats, a vast majority from what we're hearing, want him to leave. We don't have the same mechanism in the US as we do in Australia to do that. But what's your overall sense of this election? Is it almost a lay-down misère for Trump now, given the images of the weekend as well?
Well, no election's ever a laid-down misère. But I think in 2016, it was Hillary Clinton's election to lose, and Hillary Clinton lost it. And I think this election is Donald Trump's to lose, but he's showing for Trump an unusual level of discipline and focus. If he maintains that, I think he's probably going to win. If he reverts to what we've seen sometimes in the past, well then it's anyone's game.
Deputy Chairman of the International Democracy Union, former long-serving Director of the Federal Liberal Party, Brian Loughnane, great to chat. Thanks so much. Hopefully catch you later in the week.